This is Bestie Made Plans, and we're besties. I'm Angela,
And I'm Haley.
and we're on Zoom because we do not live in the same place. Where do you live, girl?
I
Just,
live,
yeah,
oh, Alberta, Canada, Berta.
nice. And I live not in Canada. I live in the South, Georgia. And tell us a little bit about us, girl. How long have we been friends? Do you remember?
Oh God. I mean, an actual year count, no, but we were 10, I believe, or I was 10 when we met.
I thought I was 10 when we met. No?
Maybe.
We were both around 10. Maybe we were
We're-
both 10, but I'm always a year older than you, so I don't know how that works.
Okay,
Um,
well, maybe we were on that weird cusp part, but either way. So that makes us how many
oh,
years? 36, 30,
you know
36
what?
years-ish.
I think you're right. You were 10 and I was 11 because when I arrived in Malawi, which we'll come to in a bit, I was 10, but I was turning 11 in November, and I don't think I met you until like later that year. So there you go. You're right. So wait, so that was back in like
90.
1989, 1990.
89, 90. Yeah.
So that is 36 years. So we met when we were just first born. We are not in our 40s. Just kidding. We are in our 40s. So,
Absolutely, we're in our 40s. It's
oh
awesome.
yeah, I know. And we will
Yeah.
discuss more of that. So we're bestie made plans because we're besties for this long and we made plans, but like I was about to say Robert the Bruce. Like, oh my God, sorry, I'm having a
No,
midlife moment. What's his name? Robert
Robert the
Burns.
Bruce. I was curious where you were going to go with Robert the Bruce. I
Like
was
Robert
like,
the Bruce.
what happened in his midlife? Did he even make it there? Like,
That would be an interesting story. Robert the Bruce's
oh,
midlife crisis or whatever.
we could
Maybe,
do
but
we could
maybe
do a
that's
tale of two,
isn't that when he
a
met the
future
spider
episode.
anyway? Didn't he meet the spider in his midlife?
Maybe. All I can tell you is this feels like a tale of two Bobs.
Tale of Two Bobs, it is. You're right. Um, so okay, but no, and I know why I got thrown off because I said Robert and I should have said Robbie Burns because that's what threw me off. So anyway,
Fair.
as Robbie Burns, let's get to the point. As Robbie Burns likes to say, the best laid plans of mice and men, which definitely sums us up. Aft gang of glay, and our best laid plans, or best made plans, bestie made plans have gone quite ugly, haven't they? They're not exactly what we expected. So we figured let's jump on the Zoom and put this out on YouTube and just let other midlife wifeys know that they're not alone because we're going through it.
It's true.
But
It's
before we
true.
get too deep into that, let's go back to the beginning. Tell me what you remember about us meeting way back in the last century.
Right. I have a memory of us being at somebody was hosting a dinner. It might have been our mutual family friends
Yes, it
that started
was.
with an L. Yes.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And I'm
We-
like, what information do we give away? I don't know.
I know.
Anyway,
Yeah.
um, so yeah, our mystery friends, and that I think that our parents were like, everybody was kind of like, oh yeah, let's get these two together. And I feel like I remember you didn't like me. That was what I remember.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
And then I remember we met again, and I don't remember that meeting, but I do remember like we left like besties.
Oh, that's funny. I don't remember a second meeting. I remember the first one, but you're not wrong. But I didn't not like you. I remember you were running around after the younger kids. And I think because it had been set up that like we would meet and kind of be friends, I felt like, oh, she doesn't want to talk to me. She just wants to be with the kids. and I'm definitely the more intense one of the two of us. You're chill and you're like, yeah, I'm just having fun playing with the kids. And I was just like, why doesn't she want to hang out with me? And and I think also I found that hard because I felt like I didn't fit
Mm,
because y'all knew each other so like well because you were all Canadians. And here
mm.
I was, the Scottish person, not fitting into that Canadian
Oh,
mold.
interesting. Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, girl,
You
you
know
were
me.
you were 10. I was 11. I mean, it didn't stop us. And I think
It
you're
didn't
right.
stop
I
us.
wonder what
And
happened the second
I
time.
don't think the second time was like an official meeting. I think it was like our families, our parents were getting together, and then we were there together.
Oh,
And it
yeah.
might have been another dinner, like an expat dinner. And anyway, I just remember being like, after that, it was like a house on fire. We were like every weekend we spent together.
Yeah.
Really,
It
truly, it was like
it was
every
a
weekend.
lot. Lots of
Yeah.
swimming, lots of
Uh,
rollerblading around your
Sleepovers.
living room, sleepovers, drinking till
Yes.
after school, going to choir together, and
Choir,
making our
exactly.
rad radio tapes, which we'll get
Rad
into further.
radio. I mean,
This
magic.
is this is like Rad Radio 2.0, but like the
This
YouTube
is
version.
rad radio. Oh my God. Why didn't we call this rad radio?
I thought about it, but I was like, it doesn't quite like how do we make it make sense as to like why it's called Rad Radio? And I
That's true.
think Rad Radio had a time and a place, and I don't think it can be replaced.
Well, technically, this isn't our first kick at the can then. We've already done rad radio.
We have, and it was impressive.
We were
So
early podcasters.
we were basically, if podcasting was just reading Archie comics.
Yes. Oh, and pretending to be DJs as well was part of it.
Oh, true. Oh, yeah, we really wanted to be DJs at that or something like that, I guess. So,
I
okay, so
we could do
let's,
DJ.
yeah, well, that would be fun, actually. I've always kind of wanted to do something like that, but I guess this is our foray into it. Just gonna let my hair down, by the way. It's been a long day and my hair has been up the whole time and just, I needed to do like
Fair.
some kind of reveal. Woo.
I always look bald when I'm on Zoom and my
Well,
hair is back. I should probably let it out. It's also wildly long right now. I
girl,
need to get it cut.
yeah, I do. It's getting Rapunzel ridiculous
Well,
length
your
because
hair is so pretty. You have such pretty hair.
well, thank you. It annoys me though, because like I just washed it recently, but ultimately in a day or two it's gonna start going like this. Boop. So, but thank you. That was a nice compliment. Your hair's pretty too. It's got
It's
I mean,
flat.
it's still lovely and colorful though. You should see the grays once I like it's
Oh, well, I've
intense. It's
got
really
them.
starting to get
You
gray.
just have to like I just have to like look because they all kind of blend in with the white.
Okay, so let's discuss where we met.
Malawi,
And that is in Southeast Africa,
Southeast
between
Africa.
like
Yes.
sandwiched between Zambia and Mozambique, right? Yeah, because
Mozambique.
Zambia is
Yep.
around the how could I
Yep.
forget that? And wow, so yeah, so we met there, which was kind of unusual, and we've been friends over the years, but clearly we don't live in the same country anymore. So how long did we live there together?
Um
How long were you there for?
actually I was there only for 3 years total, and I think you came in, was it halfway through my
Oh,
first year?
yeah.
So 2.5 years, really. And like, man, isn't that crazy? Because like I can't imagine my life ever not having you in it. Like,
Oh, don't
yeah.
make me cry.
No, it's true. And honestly, and it's like and it feels like so crazy. Like that just goes to show how important those early friendships are because I mean, I'm like, would I still, yeah, I think I'd still be friends, but not in the way that we are now. Like, if I met somebody now, like at my age now, and we hung out for 2.5 years, would I be as close as you and I? I don't know. I think it's just magic in a bottle. I think we happen to meet. Yeah, truly.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Because the thing is, like when I because this is what I was going to talk with you a little bit about was when I think back to it, with it only being a year and a half, we were kind of at that middle school age, which is funny because a lot of times that's when girls find it hard to like maintain friendships. And when you left, I was heartbroken and I struggled so bad. Where did you go back to? Did you go back to Canada?
Yeah, I came back here that time. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, not far physically from this house too.
That's so, so
So,
weird, isn't it?
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It is so weird, yeah.
And how did, okay, because this is pre-internet. Like there was no mobile phones, there was no, like telephone calls were so expensive that I don't, maybe we had something at a birthday. I don't remember that though. I don't know.
No, I think maybe we spoke on the phone like super rarely. Maybe just when you were coming to visit,
Oh, true.
like to make the plans. But I don't remember us talking on the phone. I remember us sending tapes. So we had we
Oh, right.
continued the legacy of Rad Radio. And it was like so we would do letters and Rad Radio. That's what I
Oh my
remember.
gosh.
And then
I'll have to I'll have to
yeah.
bring out find some of the letters and bring them out.
Oh,
I mean,
girl, I have them not that far away from me right now.
oh no, well you'll have to find some classics and bring them out.
Yeah.
But I remember like getting your tapes in the mail because you always put some kind of page from a magazine. Now the thing is when we lived in Malawi, it was like the early 90s. Malawi was the 10th poorest country in the world.
Mhm.
And there was really nothing like you there were magazines that you could buy in like the hotel bookstores, but they were so expensive and it wasn't stuff we would want to read. But I remember you sending these, and it was always like some 90s woman in a car in like a in those like either a flannel shirt or like some kind of Laura Ashley-esque flowery top and a floppy hat or something like that. I'll have to bring the tapes to see because but I
Yes,
still
please
have
do
them.
because I do remember that I was always very conscientious of like it can't like because I was often reusing tapes because
Yeah, yeah, we
you know
had to.
and so yeah so you like sort of recorded over tape, so I'm sure there's tapes that we've recorded over that are lost to time, which is sad,
Yeah.
but also yeah, so like you would cover the tape cover with something. I always wanted to make it something interesting, but I don't remember it being 90s women. But that's really funny to me. That's really funny. And but I have some of yours and I have ones that I made even for myself that I would like draw a picture on it and they like didn't
Oh,
make sense. Yeah, I
I
did
think
art.
the thing
I
that
did cover art, girl.
yeah, I loved it. I mean, it was all part of the sensory experience because we were lacking in things like that. And so for me, it kind of because we didn't have television as well. So
Yeah.
that kind of restricted your ability to really see what was going on outside of where you lived. And I definitely like the whole everything that I felt getting those tapes was all just related to like a piece from the Western world and you know the global north, I'll say. And it was like a window to the future in terms of when we would leave Malawi as well, because we weren't planning on staying there for the rest of our lives. And it was
True.
always just
Yeah.
so like, oh my gosh. But I remember always being kind of disappointed, and I'll explain why. Because you would send tapes full of music and everything, but so much of it was me wanting to hear your voice and hear your stories. And you would come on and you would always say, like, um, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I can't think of anything to say. So, and this is not fun. So let's listen to another song. And I was like, no, I want to hear what you're I want to hear what's going on. And I mean, I think you're
Yeah.
good at writing, so it's not like it was a huge disappointment, but it's so funny listening to that and like it was like this experience where you would say, I have so many stories, and then you would get on the tape and you wouldn't remember what to say.
I had early I had perimenopause even then. is what's happening.
Yeah.
No, you know what it is I think I recall just feeling like um my life here, moving back here at that time and that age
Yeah.
was so hard. And
Really? I
yeah,
wouldn't have thought that. Tell me more.
oh God, it was really hard. And I think I just felt like my life was so boring here and I had nothing to share.
Mm.
So I think I
Well,
thought I
and you
had,
missed
and
Pip
my
and
stories
Tinker
were
a lot.
bad. My stories were like of a patch, like there was like a little patch there where I wouldn't say I was getting bullied per se, because I don't really
Oh,
remember it in that way,
yeah.
but I do remember not fitting in. And I
Yeah.
remember being embarrassed about not fitting in and not understanding why I didn't fit in. Because this would have been like, for me in Canada, it would have been grade 6. So I'm trying to remember what that was there. It would have been Form 1, maybe?
Yeah, I think so because we had a different kind of like a British system, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like British system as in what the Brits did. It was like a different form. We would do like reception through to primary six, and then you would go
Yeah.
form one through to form five, and then the school ended and you had to leave anyway. So
Yeah.
I think it
Yeah.
expanded later, but yeah, I mean, and I can relate to that. You were much younger though. Of course, that happened to me when I was in my teens. But
Hmm.
that's interesting. I don't know if you've ever told me that before, how hard that. I remember you
Maybe.
speaking about being bullied though.
Yeah.
And yeah, and that
Yeah.
would
And
be tough.
yeah, and so I think that's probably a good part of it. And it was just yeah, I just didn't like being back here, I would
Well, yeah,
say.
because like I was saying,
So
you were really missing your dogs. Just context, that was Pip and Tinker, and
yes, yes.
I remember you talking a lot about that. And I mean, you've had
And
dogs since then, and you love your
I
dogs. So
I definitely missed you, of course. I missed the whole thing.
forget me, Pip and
Like,
Tinker the dogs.
well,
I was
no,
kidding.
no, but like
It was all
like
of it.
Pip and Tinker were like a heart, like that was like I think I can
Yeah,
log that as like a really initial heartbreak for me for sure.
yeah.
But meanwhile, I'm looking at this crazy lady over here. But
Your new puppy.
my new puppy. Um, but yeah, I think it was just really hard. And also I think I found it really hard to um first off to talk about difficult things at that age.
Mm,
And I think because I was always kind of the joker in my family, and so like I think I had to keep that
yeah,
rhythm up. Does that make sense?
yeah. Because you still are very much like that, and I think that's why people love you so much. And in many ways why you do get on with so many people. And I think honestly, like I always admired that about you, but I was always quite envious of it because I wanted to be more of the Joker. But that's where you and my brother were more similar in terms of your jokey class clown kind of, but trying to get through some difficult times at school in Malawi as well.
Yeah.
Um, Whereas, and yeah, so that's interesting, but sad to hear, but not surprising knowing now what we know about how our upbringing changed who we were,
Mhm.
which we can talk about in a later episode a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I would say, did it change it or did it just shape? Did it just
Well,
shape who you were?
yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
shape for
Yeah.
sure. You're totally right.
Yeah.
But I often think it's probably a little bit different for you because you had moved previous. For us, well, we kind of had because we left the States where I was born and moved back to Scotland where my parents are from. And but for me, leaving Scotland to go to Malawi at 10, like if we had stayed, I think my life trajectory would have been very different from what it's become because I
Hmm.
just wouldn't have been surrounded by the same influences to that have like kind of nurtured who I have since become.
Hmm.
Um, so before you moved to Malawi, like tell me more about, remind me again, was it Ghana that you lived in? Or where were you born? Were you born in Canada or were you born in Ghana? Or
No, I was okay. So the joke in my family is that I'm monkey banana made in Ghana. I was made in Ghana. And
oh, I wondered about, I thought maybe it was something like
yeah,
that. Yeah.
and that they came back literally, I think it was maybe a week and I was born. So like my mom flew like hugely pregnant. Yeah.
Oh
And
my
I think
gosh.
And as I recall, so I was very close to being Ghanaian,
Again,
but I am
yeah,
not
well, that's,
Ghanaian.
yeah.
Um, yeah, so then I was born here in the Bermuda Triangle that I keep getting drawn back to. And
Yeah.
and then we had I had lived here until I was around 5 or 6, 5 maybe. And then we moved to the Yukon in northern
Mm,
Canada, and we were
mhm.
there, and then we moved to Malawi after that.
Okay, so it was kind of like your first out of Canada posting as a child. But
Yes, but definitely, but not my first move. So
no.
I had that whole experience of being the new kid. That would have been my second experience of being the new kid, would have been Malawi.
Yeah, and you also would have had like the familial context at home of having, because your sisters would have lived in Ghana, and it's
Yes.
because that starts to infiltrate your life in so many different ways, because like you decorate your house differently. It's influenced by, having lived in different places and stuff. So in that
Yeah.
sense, I can imagine it was probably,
Well, and they
different,
talked,
but
like, I do think that they talked about it quite a bit. I
yeah.
think, them living in Ghana and then my parents before that in Tanzania, there was
Oh, I forgot
definitely,
about that.
yes, there was definitely a lot of um, artwork and stories and
Yeah,
photos around. Um, and I think because I'm 4 years younger than my middle sister, 7 from my oldest, they had had this whole experience that was very pivotal to them, which was
true.
obviously discussed and all of this stuff. And I think I felt a little,
Mm-hmm.
if I really think about it, I think I felt like an outsider in my family until we moved um, to Malawi.
That's interesting because I definitely feel a bit of an outsider. It's probably too strong to say it like that, but a bit of an outsider
Yeah,
because
it's
my
strong for me
folks and my
too.
brother, yeah,
Yeah,
because my
yeah.
folks and my brother spent so much time in Brunei, and I literally went there during undergrad for like
Mhm,
well, we went on a 2 week holiday, and I probably got like 2 or 3 days in Brunei, and it was Ramadan, so we couldn't even really go and explore because
mhm,
the whole country just shut down at that point, and you had to, because it was observing a religious holiday and or a religious practice holiday period. And so, yeah, I can relate to that. And as a kid, though, that must be harder because
But I
you're
think,
kind
well,
of
I think even it might have been like maybe it's not outsider. Maybe I had FOMO for this whole life that they had before.
FOMO is a better
Like,
way to say it.
and like, do you know what I mean? Like it
Yeah.
was a more gentle thing, and it wasn't like, like I was young. I didn't like think about it. Like I think that there was just like this undercurrent that I was somehow um having experiencing these stories differently as an outsider.
Yeah, that makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense. Mm. So
Yes.
okay, just to switch a little
Yes.
bit, because we've only got a few more
Going off
minutes left,
track.
but yeah, no, 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 that was great because I feel like I learned a little bit more about you, which is always
Oh,
nice. Because sometimes you feel like, oh, this person knows everything. I mean, we don't know because there's so much of our lives that have been lived apart. So that was the next question I was going to ask you was, and this is me genuinely asking me because I'm not sure if I remember properly, but when were we last physically in the same space as each other? Was it you coming to New York? No, no, me coming to Canada at Christmas with the babies. Was that the last time?
yeah. I'm not
No,
sure
oh,
actually.
well, I
No,
did visit again though, but with your dad.
you did
You
visit.
weren't there because you were in the Yukon.
I know,
Of
I'm
course you
sorry.
were.
Um, okay. When was it? Because I feel like, okay. Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that
I
probably
guess
was it. So that would have been like around 2008. It must have
that
been Christmas of
7 or
2008.
8. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Oh my God. Wait, so that's
No,
how many?
there was a time, wasn't there?
No, I think there was intention to be a time, but there didn't
Lots of
end up being a
intention.
time.
There was bestie laid plans.
Hence the name of whatever the channel, whatever this is, podcast, Rad
That's
Radio
right.
special, video special.
Rad radio.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so 2008,
Mhm. Oh
2018,
God,
that's like
this feels like
18 years ago. So,
that
okay,
feel this feels
if
like a real failing on my part.
yeah, but
For
girl,
not
it's because of our personal circumstances. We just have never had the money to do it. And then I
money
think
and
like
time,
you
yeah.
had visited LA, but I wasn't in LA
You
yet.
weren't in LA, yeah.
I went to Canada, but you were in Yukon, and I went to because Yukon was too
Yeah.
far away for us to go with what we had going on. So it's it would have been nice to say like we should have made it a priority, but I just feel like our lives we've met up when we could,
Hmm.
but our lives didn't. Hence,
Yeah.
yeah, it's been
Oh,
difficult to meet up more than that because we just haven't had the
that's
money.
crazy. I feel like I should go back and find a picture. I know that we wore muumuus that Christmas.
Yes, there's a lovely picture. I don't have a picture of you in a movie, but I have a picture of me in the movie your mom gave me. Olive green. I don't own that moo anymore though, because that was New York time. And in order to leave New York, to get the hell out of New York, because New York, needed love it, but it did not treat me well.
Mm.
I had to sell and get rid of so much stuff, and I'm pretty sure that the moo ended up having to stay. I couldn't justify bringing it halfway across the when I moved again. I know
I
it's
mean,
terrible.
I'm telling you straight up into my 50s, I plan on wearing only muumuus.
But you see, the hard thing is I've got my Makoa, and Makoa is like a special fabric dyeing factory, but artisanal factory in Malawi where you get
Mhm.
basically muumuus with tie-dye fabric and then this very detailed
Ornate, sort of like embroidered collars and stuff.
embroidery
Yeah.
all around it. And so it was like, well, if I have those, I can't really justify an olive green muumuu. I don't have any
What?
space.
But you need to like style it. You need to have big hoop earrings. You need to go
It's
full
true.
70s.
It's
Yeah.
true. And honestly, I had to give up. Like, that was a really awful move because I tried to send so much stuff to, but I just,
Hmm.
at a certain point, I couldn't afford to send anymore. And I ended up having to actually leave stuff in the trash area, like a full on really nice yoga mat, a teddy that
Hmm.
my uncle had given me at birth, or two teddies. And it was just like, it was heartbreaking, but I just had to do it
Yeah.
because I had to leave.
Um,
So,
yeah.
hard times. My way of remembering it was always to make sure I had photos, and then if I have the photo, I have the memory still. Can't always
Yeah.
hang on to the physical. I mean, that's the downside of moving is that you can't always hold on to everything you want, as you well know.
It's true.
Um,
I
wow.
do know
So
those. Yeah.
18 years. Okay, so how have we managed to keep our friendship alive over the years, considering this? I mean, like all good friendships, we have had ups and downs, and I think there's periods where we've contacted each other way more than others. And I feel
Hmm.
like it's so much easier
Yes.
for us to be in contact now because we do Marco Polo all the time. We don't do Zoom as much
Yeah.
just because it's hard to organize with time, even though we're organizing it now. So, but how have we
Even
managed? I
though
don't.
even though we can't tell time, either of us can't tell time anymore.
No,
Um,
I'm chronic at time, but we figured it out. We're here. We're recording. It's.
um, I mean, the letter writing, we kind of, well, actually, we tried to revive it for a little bit, and actually, we should revive it again because I love letters. I love getting
I know. I've
letters.
been thinking a lot about that lately.
Um,
I miss letters. I
yeah,
hate going to the
I
mailbox
know,
because
I
it's always
love them so
junk. But
much.
it's like, remember the days when you would receive
But
mail?
yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think we just stayed in touch by like we did have. I mean, we did apps, we did emails for a long time. I might even have lots of those.
Yes. Ooh, I'll have to have a look and see.
I
Hmm.
used to print emails off, right? And then I'd
Yeah, we
read
did
them
as
because
well.
we didn't have individual computers, right? So then you would be
Yeah,
like,
you
"Oh,
would
I'm
go
going to
to a
print this," and then you'd
cafe.
squirrel it away and read it.
Yeah, I
Yes,
love that.
or I would just like, and also I am a bit of a pack rat when it comes to letters. Letters to me are
Yeah,
wildly important. I have letters from people I haven't heard from since, and then I have
interesting.
yours. I love letters.
Well,
So
it's
I
so
do have a box
fun.
of letters. I think I did go.
Oh, sorry, I was
I
just
was
going to
gonna
say
say
it's
I
so
went through
fun. Yeah, yeah, no, you go.
no, well, I went through and I pulled out lots of the email ones though, because the ones that I had printed, because it just feels a little less personal now, although I probably should have kept lots
Mm,
of those too.
mm.
But I did sort of cull it a little bit and kept all the handwritten ones. But I think I might have kept your emails. Anyway,
Oh, yeah, it's.
yeah.
Oh, I forgot what I was going to say now, but no, I mean
Sorry.
that's yeah. Welcome to brain farts. Um, no, that's really cool. I can't even remember. I mean, I know I definitely have letters from you somewhere that I will definitely get because I feel the same way. I don't want to like get rid of those. Oh, that was what I was going to say is because it's like a time capsule into the because I just read through a whole bunch of emails between and letters between me and my parents as I left home before undergrad and into first year of university. And there's things that I thought I had done in the past that I turned out to be not true, or I had done more
Mm.
than I thought, or the way that I was just like, yeah, don't worry about me. I'm not sad having left home. Like super harsh letters to my folks who are just like, oh, straight to the heart. You don't miss us at all. No, I'm fine, which is hilarious. So it's we're
Never
definitely gonna
been
have to.
better.
Yeah, no, seriously, God, how cruel is that? But we'll definitely have to pull out some letters and like maybe see what we can find some nuggets, some gems that we can find out.
For sure. Yeah.
So, as we wrap this up, because I don't know, maybe I'll have to keep in that box that opened. It was like, your time is running out, upgrade to pro. So, we are doing this podcast very lo fi. We are not worried about having the quality mics, the greatest cameras, because we don't have any money to be doing any of that nonsense. And so, if things like that appear, that's just part of the vibe. We're lo fi and we just are gonna have some fun. And in as we go forward, what we're going to start talking about is like kind of where we are in our lives, what we thought would happen, what has actually happened, and then we'll just be sharing kind of like the ups and downs of us trying to navigate midlife as our best laid plans have gang ugly, as we said in the opening. So, um, thank you so much for doing this with me and for
Of
chatting. And
course.
it's so cool to kind of do this and like learn a little bit more. And I'm
Yeah.
excited to find out what else I don't know about you because I think that's what's
Well,
so
me
fun.
too.
That's what's so fun about being friends is I think there's still so much that we can learn about each other. And also it's like, but no matter how different things may seem, whenever we've come together again to speak, we've still kind of had similar things occur where there's that connection point. I think that's how we've been able to stay friends for so long.
Yeah, and I was gonna say like it doesn't matter. Like I guess maybe that's why it seems so surprising to me, because that it's been so long, because no matter when we come together, whether it's on Marco Polo or in person or whatever, it always just felt like no time had passed. And
Yeah,
I think we just sort of always pick up where we left off almost.
yeah. Like
And
we're still
so like
10.
yeah, kind of. And that we have like new kids on the block, in our minds, in our hearts, and our minds.
That was such a good time. And we're about to get kicked
Such a good
off.
time.
So
Okay.
love you, bestie. Thank
Love
you.
you. Yes.
And we shall speak
My
again.
hearts are like, yes, I can't do it. Love you.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
Bye.